This guided Ignatian imaginative prayer was developed for the April 2022 In Our Forbears Footsteps pilgrimage during the Ignatian Year. This pilgrimage, which was repeated and expanded to include a stop at Epiphany Church in 2025, focused on the Black parishioners who played an important part in the history of our parish and who made up about 30% of the congregation. In the 1920s, most of these parishioners left Holy Trinity due to the racism and segregation they experienced here and founded Epiphany Parish on the other side of Wisconsin Avenue. You may wish to pray this prayer while seated in our church's balcony, which, in addition to two raised galleries that used to run along the sides of the church, was once the only place our Black parishioners were permitted to sit. When the white choir was present in the balcony, they were also hidden from view of the choir by a screen. St. Ignatius teaches us that we can use our imaginations to pray, that we may encounter God, especially when we ask. In his spiritual exercises, St. Ignatius often invites us to imagine a gospel scene and place ourselves in it using all of our senses. He also proposes scenarios that don't appear in Scripture for the retreatant to imagine, moments of holy encounter. We propose something similar for this prayer, an experience of imagining ourselves in our parish church and in the balcony as our Black forebears might have experienced it. Try not to be too concerned with what you are supposed to be doing during this prayer and let your imagination lead you. If at any point during the guided prayer you feel like you want to stay where you are, turn the audio off and do that. You can always turn it back on when you are ready to move on, or simply continue praying where you feel drawn. If you find yourself distracted, which is very normal, simply gently bring yourself back to the scene. As we begin, settle into your pew or chair so that you can be relaxed but alert. I invite you to close or lower your eyes. Breathe deeply several times and let your body relax. Breathe out any worries or stressful thoughts and put them in God's hands. Become aware of God's presence here with you now, looking at you with love. Now, ask God for the grace or gift during this time of prayer. I invite you to ask God for the grace of solidarity and fellow feeling with our Black forebears in the past and with our Black brothers and sisters today. Now, think of a time either at Holy Trinity or at another parish, when you were concerned about getting a seat for Mass. Perhaps it was Christmas or Easter, some celebration where seats were going to be in high demand, and if you didn't get one, you would be stuck standing in the back or not even able to attend. Choose one time when you had that concern and use your memory to go back there in your imagination. Remember what it felt like. Did you make plans to get to church very early? Did you have to wait outside? Perhaps it was raining or cold or too hot. Did you consider not going at all because of the concern that there might not be room? Take a moment and remember everything about that experience, how you felt and what you considered. Remembering the feelings associated with that time, go in your imagination further back to a time before you were born. Ask God to help you to go back to the early 1900s in your imagination, to a time when Black parishioners at Holy Trinity had to worry about getting a seat every Sunday. The limited and segregated seating reserved for them in the balcony was not enough to accommodate all Black parishioners. The main doors of the church were not open to them. They had to enter through a separate entrance and navigate the steep stairs. Can you go back in your mind and heart and imagine that you were one of those parishioners, that you and your family or friends could only sit in one area of the balcony? Facing this as your own dilemma, what is it like to have seating restricted every week? What is it like to know that other parishioners, white parishioners, don't have to worry about this? And to know that they have not done anything to expand the seating for others like you? Imagine that this week you have managed to secure a spot in the balcony. Imagine the scene from the balcony. What can you see? Notice the people, the children, the screen separating you from the choir, the distance to the altar. What can you hear? The other people, the choir, the priest, the bells. What do you smell? Is there incense today? What is the temperature like up in the balcony? Take a moment to use all of your senses to really feel yourself in the segregated balcony. What is it like to be hidden from the white choir and to be out of sight from all of the white parishioners? How do you feel when the white parishioners receive communion before you are permitted to do so? Now turn to God or the risen Jesus and share your feelings that have come up for you in this prayer as you would with a friend. How does the Lord respond to you? Do you sense any invitation from God for you going forward? When you are ready, close with a favorite prayer. Thank you for praying with our parish history. On the prayer webpage, you will find guidance for reviewing your prayer and other resources.